Return, Peachy return.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about caring events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on PEACHY Tea Time. PEACHY Tea Time. Tune in on PEACHY Tea Time. PEACHY Tea Time. Come join us on PEACHY Tea Time. PEACHY Tea Time.
You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it up.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
I play with your heart, I left a burden. Like me, I ain't do that shit on purpose. I know it hurt you, it hurt me too, girl, I'm burning. But I know what to do, baby, I'm learning. If I put the keys on the table, I just hope that you could breathe and that you're stable. On your Instagram, I'm creeping on the low. I don't really wanna leave, but I gotta go. I know your feelings, you feeling hateful. Girl, I try to save you, but I cannot change you. No, girl, I'm tired of running, don't wanna chase you. Girl, you make me hate you, so I gotta replace you for sure. All I had was 50 and I gave you 50. That boy had some hundreds, but he gave you 50. And I know you had 100, but you gave me 50. Yeah, that shit made me feel funny, but I ain't keep a distance. Cause I was fighting for your love, you wasn't fighting back, no. I was creeping, trying to hit it, I should've went gone. I told my brothers I should've listened, I should've went home. Now I'm over here making this pain. I played with your heart, I left a burden. Like me, I ain't do that shit on purpose. I know it hurt you, it hurt me too, girl, I'm burning. But I know what to do, baby, I'm learning. If I put the keys on the table, I just hope that you could breathe and that you're stable. On your Instagram, I'm creeping on the low. I don't really wanna leave, but I gotta go.
Hey, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses. Mwah! What's going on? What's good? Let me fix my mic, baby. What's goody? In the A, in Houston, in Michigan. Justice for Michiana is in the building, baby. They in the building. Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. To each and every person that this is their first time joining tonight, this is my favorite night. I love Peachy News. If you never saw my show before, I have an umbrella. The umbrella is called Peachy Tea Time, and I have different segments under this umbrella. Peachy Tea Time comes on Monday, which is with me, and at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Peachy News is on Wednesday nights, which is tonight, where we have family members that come on and they tell their loved one's story. And they were either murdered by domestic violence, the prison system, police, or even just by gun violence. Okay, so that's what Peachy News is, where we dig down deep into these news that we be showing y'all. And then, of course, on Fridays is Peachy Talks with me and my husband, where we also discuss crime just as well. And we also add a little love and relationships to it just as well. And then, of course, on Saturday is me in studio at Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio, where I interview independent artists, business owners, comedians, anybody that got something going on out there. You holla at me, holla at your girl, okay? So you get some studio time, baby. Get y'all some studio time. And then I got special perks that come with the studio time just as well. So make sure y'all hit me up, okay? Now y'all know I cannot, well I can, but I cannot do this show without my brother, my boy, Jason, baby, Jason, Detroit's finest.
Yeah. What up, though? She said, "No, I cannot." Yeah, you right. You can. But you can't. You can, but you can't. What up, though? I see everybody out there, man. Welcome in to everybody in the chat. Welcome everybody that is on TikTok. No, excuse me, shit. I'm doing my show. Everybody that's on YouTube and Facebook, welcome in, man. Make sure you guys are tapping the screen, hitting the like button, hitting the share button. Share is more important than most. Hit the share button. But if you're over on YouTube, please don't forget, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, so you know when we go live. You feel me?
And don't forget to hit that thumbs up too.
Oh,
over
yeah,
there on
thumbs
YouTube.
Up. Stop playing.
Yes, you got to remember the thumbs up. The thumbs up is so important, y'all, because it not only does it help the algorithm from what they say, but it shows people that we got something going on over here at Peachy Tea Time, and y'all got to watch it. Cause we popping over here. We popping. You already know we popping up over here. So thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Again, welcome. And also, please don't forget to share, like this video. Go share it right now. Go right now and share it. I already did my sharing. You did your sharing, Jason?
I did my sharing.
He did his sharing. We can't share.
I'm gonna do some more while we doing the whole thing. I'm gonna do some more.
Okay, well, Jason gonna do some more, and I'm gonna do some tagging. That's what I do. I do some tagging. All right. Well, we have a family here today. Let me see. I'm looking in the private chat. See what's going on. Okay. 1 second. Okay, I got y'all. I see y'all down there in the backstage. I see y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna start off, of course, by bringing up the man, which is Bernardo. Y'all not like saying Bernardo name. Bernardo. Hey, Joseph, we see you, baby. We see you in these streets. Thanks for joining. And let's go ahead and bring up Bernardo.
Hey,
yes.
Hey.
Hey,
Crazy.
Bernardo.
You hear me? Crazy night, but this family here, the father and me go way back in decades. And I'm relocating, so I'm moving, but I had to stop what I was doing to make sure I'm here to be with him during this moment.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, you could have been out there moving.
No, not could. I was.
He was. He called me. He called me ahead of time and was like, "I'm moving, but I'm coming though. But I am coming." So I said, "Thank you so much."
Thank you, Jesus.
He's so crazy. Bernardo moving, y'all, and he gonna be moving, and he will be bringing families from a whole nother state over to Peachy Tea Time, because that's what we trying to do. We trying to be nationwide, okay? We want every family member from every state to come on Peachy Tea Time, join this movement, and bring awareness to everybody out there that watches the show, okay? That's what it's all about. Bringing awareness, letting y'all know what's going on out here in these streets so that y'all can be aware and y'all can be observant, okay? Because y'all know how my clips be on Mondays and Fridays. You got to be observant in these streets. All right. So, Bernardo, we're going to go ahead and bring up Tanya, which is part of Justice for Michiana, just as well.
Hello.
And Tanya is in uniform, too, so impressive. I'm not in uniform because I wasn't going to be here. So somebody in trouble.
I'm in uniform.
He's so crazy. I ain't say it. But Tanya, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. I hate to come to Peachy News under these circumstances, but you know we have to do what we got to do in these streets because it's not enough coverage on our black people out here. So that's what we do. We bring the coverage, we bring the news, and we bring the families. So thank you so much for being part of Justice for Michiana and what you do out in these streets for Justice
Thank
for
you.
Michiana. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, what do you do for Justice for Michiana, Tanya?
I'm an intake worker. Sometimes I get called to go out to the crime scenes, but I do intake. I do death certificates for them.
Okay, okay. Well, I thank you. You know, somebody got to get the job done. So I thank you and I applaud you.
Thank you.
All right, you're so welcome. Now we're gonna go ahead and bring up the family. We will go ahead and we will bring up the family now. Now, Jason, can you take some of them off that's down there? We
Yeah,
got three
sure
of the
can.
same name. Okay. Next, we're gonna bring up Jakeem Stewart, which is the brother of Anaya. That's what we're here for today. You know, let me make sure I add that just as well, of course. We're here for Anaya. Okay. This is a picture of Anaya. This is Anaya. She is now deceased. And we have the family on that is here to tell their loved one story, which is about Anaya Stewart. So here comes Jakeem. Hi, Jakeem.
Hello, how you doing?
Hello. I am wonderful. I am wonderful. Jakeem, I really want to thank you so much for joining us tonight on Peachy News, Peachy Tea Time, which is Peachy News Edition. And my condolences goes out to you and your family. And I thank you for trusting us with your sister's story. Now, tell us your fondest memory of your sister. One that sticks out.
Shoot, we just had one right before she passed. I have been like a little like depressed and stuff lately.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that she had a dream with me and I needed her help, so she just came and scooped me up and we just kicked it. We just kick it for the night and stuff. And yeah, she was there.
And she was there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did y'all have a strong bond? Sister-brother bond? Definitely. And I know you miss her like crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how old are you now, Jakeem? I'm about to say Jason. Jakeem?
17.
You're 17. Okay. So how old were you when you found out that she was gone?
17, yeah. It was just not too long ago.
Okay. I've never had a person on you as young as you are on Peachy News. Everyone was always adults coming on Peachy News. So I'm so sorry that you have to go through this, Jakeem. I'm so sorry. Now we're gonna go ahead and bring up Anaya's father, which is Mr. Roosevelt. Hello, Mr. Roosevelt. Hello.
Am I
okay. There? Yes, now we can hear you. All
right.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining Peachy Tea Time, which is Peachy News Edition tonight. I really appreciate you trusting us with your daughter's story. And also my condolences to you and your family. I want to start off by saying that. Please let us know one of your fondest memories of Anaya.
One day, me and my other kids, Naya was, I was young when I had her, so we kind of grew up together. She helped raise me.
Okay.
But like one day we went out to my mom's house, and I went in the bathroom, and my cousin was there. He's a basketball player, and we were smelling something in that bathroom. Like, what is that smell? And we couldn't figure it out. So it was like one of those eggs that you scrub your feet with to get all the crust and stuff off with.
Yeah.
I know I might get I know I might get some thumbs down for telling this story, but this is one story that I always bring up. So this egg, I didn't know what it really was, so I just cracked this egg open, and it was like glue looking stuff in there. It was glue. I said, okay. I said, what is? I said, I know this thing ain't smelling like that. So I kind of put my nose up to it, and I was like, ugh! I was gonna throw up. So I tricked all my kids, we stay together, we close to me. So, hey y'all, shoot, this can help get the fragrance out the air, y'all. I said, man, check this out. Just got a little strawberry taste to it. Everybody smelled that egg. Did it? Just thinking about it, like, we laughed so hard until all of our rib cage.
Oh my goodness!
Anybody that know any Stewart's, we are upbeat people. We're not bougie. We just love to laugh. Whatever we got on our lives, we like to just share it. Anaya was a very upbeat woman. She loved people. She loved communicating with people. She loved being around people, and she loved helping people solve their problems. She felt like she was a problem solver to everybody.
Okay. So this was, I'm sure this was hard for the family. This was hard for the family.
Yes, it was. We took a tremendous loss, but it was a tremendous gain for heaven. So I like to kind of keep my head in the right place when you're dealing with stuff like this, because if you let it overtake you, you'll come up with scars and you'll end up bitter and wounded more than you can know. So I like to keep it heavenly.
Exactly.
Yes.
I completely understand. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get into the clip that we have on here tonight. This is one of the reasons, Mr. Roosevelt, why I do this show, is because we never could find a lot of coverage in our Black community. You may find one clip, you may find two, but it's very rare that there's a lot of clips on Black people like it is on other races. So unfortunately, it was not that many clips at all on this story. I actually was able to find 3 clips, but they were so short, Jason, I was able to combine them all together, and it was literally only came up to 59 seconds with 3 clips put together. And stuff like that frustrates me. It really frustrates me, because there's so many stories that I find out here to where it blows me away, and it blows my audience members away just as well. So if it blows us away like that, this is stuff that should be shown nationwide all day long. But unfortunately, it's not. So we're going to go ahead and get to our fair usage. And then after the fair usage, we'll go straight into our clip for the night. Here we go.
Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
start tonight with breaking news. In the last hour, South Bend firefighters have recovered a body from the St. Joe River near the 1800 block of Riverside Drive.
And we have a few images of the scene coming in. We know the call came in just before 4 o'clock this afternoon, and the person was discovered by a fish. On a story we broke to you yesterday. The autopsy on the body found in the St. Joseph River is scheduled for this weekend. The discovery was made around 4 p.m. yesterday by a fisherman in the 1800 block of Riverside Drive. South Bend firefighters responded to the scene. We don't know how long the body was in the water or have an identity for the remains. We'll keep you updated as we learn more from the investigation.
Police are identifying the body found in the St. Joe River last week. 22-year-old Anaya Stewart was found by a fisherman in the 1800 block of Riverside Drive. We don't know how long the body was in the water, but police say there's no evidence of foul play. The investigation is ongoing.
All right, and we are back. Jason, you want to start off?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, man, that something of this nature is happening. I love to dive in on your guys' thoughts of where and what and how and all those type of things, because there's too many people nowadays being lost like this, right? It just kind of pop up and not have any rhyme or reason to kind of the story of what happened to them. So, I'm intrigued to walk down your guys' thought process.
Exactly.
So let's start off, Jason, how justice for Miss Yana got involved. I believe you, Mika, told me there was a missing young lady, and I seen it on the news, and we just started reaching out to the next of kin and found out that it was Roosevelt. And if you remember, Peachy, a couple of weeks ago, we had on Mr. Johnson's wife telling her story.
Yeah.
And Roosevelt did like eulogy for that family.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So 2 weeks later, here he is having a missing daughter. And when I found out who it was, I told you, Mika, definitely we would assist the family any kind of way we could. And I picked up Roosevelt, and we went to the police department and met with Sergeant Martinez and another officer. I forgot who he was, but Martinez is my contact person. And he was just asking, trying to identify. It wasn't confirmed that it was her, but things wasn't adding up. And part of her type 2 was still on her. And we sat there maybe for 2 hours, 3 hours, calling different places so we could get dental records and other things. So sitting in there, and as things adding up, it's starting to take effect on the dad. And I just remember thinking about my daughter, because me and him been through the streets together, and thinking if I was in his shoes. And out of my 40 plus cases, I think this hit a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Knowing somebody you grew up with who changed their life around, making sure their kids have a better life, and then this happened. So that's really was like a big turn. And I just remember taking him home and reminding him that he know who God is, mm-hmm. and to trust the process. And no matter what the outcome is, we know God is able.
Exactly.
And then when the news came out that it was her, we just made sure that the family was taken care of. I think she's probably the first person in South Bend, Indiana, that passed away, and her headstone was out there within a week and a half time. So we just made sure that the family was comfortable, and definitely Ben, big shouts out to him. He went, and Roosevelt would tell that experience of how that went. But big shout always out to Ben for making sure our families is well taken care of.
Okay. Now, Roosevelt, like Jason was saying, walk us through the day that you found out.
So, you know, we kind of had some, the reason why I was at that police station, because we was kind of having some suspicion that this could have been my daughter. So I was already kind of going in there, kind of prepared the worst. Once they mentioned my daughter jogging pants, that pretty much just kind of just put me there in a place of preparing. You can never prepare, but just like you can kind of go to a place of kind of accepting it. So like, this is my child, and I was just devastated. Like, it was like, no. So
Was you trying to reach out to her? Like, how did you find out that she was missing?
Oh, okay. So she left home about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I called my wife about 6 or 7 before she's going. She got to be to work at 6. So I called her about like 5 something, because I was already worrying about my daughter, because she was already had gone for numerous of days. So I called her. I said, "Hey," I said, "Have you heard from Naya?" "Oh, she just left that night." Yeah, so she had left that night and got into it with her sister and just left walking. And that was the last time that they had heard from her.
Okay.
So I said, okay, all right. Sometimes maybe Naya will, sometimes she'll just get fed up and get ghosted. So that was just her character. Sometimes she did that. So
How old was she?
She was 22.
22, okay.
Yeah, which is my oldest child.
Okay. Okay. So she got into it with her sister, and then she just left.
Yeah, she left walking. And that was kind of like the last that we heard of her. So for some reason, her phone, she was angry and she had threw her phone or whatever, just broke her phone. I'm like, oh man, because I had like previously before that, she already started sharing her location with me. Because I told her, I said, baby, I'm getting kind of worried about you. You're hanging out with the wrong guys, wrong people. Just if you just please just keep your location shared with me. So she did that. She honored that. She did that. And then it's like, when you're a preacher, PK kid, you don't want your father to know your whereabouts at all times. But she was obedient and she gave me her whereabouts. And I was able to rest. Like, because I knew where her whereabouts was at, and I knew that she would text me. Okay. Yeah. So that's how that went. And
Okay.
Yeah.
So after that, after she was gone for a few days, you guys hadn't heard from her or anything like that. What triggered you to think that something went wrong, or was it when they found the body? That's when you just start thinking about it again.
So, like prior, like just something was like something wasn't settling right. Just something was a part of me was very unsettled. Okay, very unsettled. I had heard from my daughter. I'm trying not to think the worst. I was in Detroit working with my dad, so I'm just trying to just stay busy and try to think positive about it. But somewhere in that soul, child, let me tell you, I knew something was going on with my daughter. My spirit was screaming, and I had very unusual behavior. Like I couldn't sleep. My work ethics were way off. My dad was like, "Hey, how could I pay you for this?" You know, and I just was not there the whole time. And I think I was down there like maybe 6 days, maybe 5 or 6 days. F that, like maybe 5 days. So about the 6th day, I told my dad, I said, I got to get back. You know, the work stuff is no. I'm feeling a bad vibe. So for some reason, the coroner office had called my wife and said, yeah, they found the body in the river because we did the missing report. So they so we found the body. Don't worry, this is not your daughter. This is an older Caucasian female.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, female, all right. And then they gave a description of the height and stuff like that. So they told us don't worry. I said, okay, all right. But like even after that, I was able to get like a breathe. Okay, all right, that's not her. Okay, maybe she is ghost. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe my discernment and everything is all the way off. Maybe. And I thought like that just that segment of peace that I needed. Like I began to start looking it up on Google, like because I really wanted to know. And they still say they haven't identified, but the coroner said that they did. Yep. So yeah, that's it.
Wow. Now, one thing that I did not know was that you was a pastor. I did not know that. Bernardo did not tell me that. So my question to you now is, how do you deal with that, being a pastor? Is that challenging your faith, being that your daughter is deceased?
Honestly, I went into a space as a natural man. I went into a place and I was like, God, you can just leave me alone. This happened to my daughter, just leave me alone. I'm out of it. Throw me out the race. And I began to look over the story of Abraham when he was asked to sacrifice his child. And Abraham, I'm like, just in my own mind, I'm like, I would never do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not Abraham. So, but what do you do when you have no choice in the matter? Okay, not to sacrifice, but your child is just no longer with us. So I looked at the life of Abraham and his faithfulness toward God, and that gave me some hope. Although he didn't lose his child, but just the love and the compassion that he had toward God's, and he was willing, just the willingness to give up his child.
Right.
That proved something to God, and I want to make my mark in heaven as well as on earth as well. So to me personally, myself, it was an awakening call. I'm not ordained pastor. I'm assistant pastor now, but I'm not ordained pastor. So I know that like God is calling me, but like certain tests coming that if it can't be tested, it can't be trusted. And I know it was like a time when I was reading, I was like, God just been giving me scriptures. He was like, okay, all right. A scripture popped out to me. It will say everything that be shaken, that falls, it's not of me. But if it shakes and it remains, then that's mine. So I just took it into what I'm going through right now. It's not about me. I just had to stop making it about me. No more being selfish. No more of that. So I believe God was just trying to draw me out of that. And I just knew my faith was being tested. I just thought it was just a little bit extreme, but my faith was being tested, and not for me. Maybe it's for other people. How was that boy still standing? How does he still got a smile on his face? How is he still preaching for the Lord? How is all this stuff still going on? And my only reply, truthful reply, is I point up to my King, because I was dealing with so much pain. I did not know how to do it. I remember crying so hard. My daughter began to thinking I was going to die. She thought that I was going to die because she had to hold me together because my feet was trying to kick through the carpet. I mean, it was just so extreme to have this my baby like not here. Like it was like I'm not gonna see her again. So I was questioning myself. So I like mentally I was just like being shredded, but I knew where to run to. And in my running place, I found out about the cave of Adullam, and that's where David ran to when he was having most of his troubles, when the enemy was after him.
Yeah.
Although he could have slaughtered his enemy and fought back, but he wanted to get the whole development what God had for him. So he just kept running and kept running in the presence of God. And that is where I found where I can keep my sanity, I can keep my peace, I can keep my love for the Lord, and I can continue to move forward in life. Because one thing I do know after all this experience, your pain can turn into purpose and passion.
Yeah.
And where do you go when where no human can do this? Like literally, where can you really truly go? A doctor can't treat this. Your wife can't treat this. Your kids, your other kids can't treat this. It's just a place of surrender. It's like a whole 100% heart surrender. And that's the only place you're going to find that rest. And that is how I'm dealing with it on a daily basis. Don't get it twisted. I still hurt. I am a man, but I know where to take that hurt to. I won't let it grow into bitterness. I won't let it grow into hatred, because that's what those are the symptoms when your loved one's gone. I won't blame God. I'll run to him because he drawed me out. You know, it could have had me very well in a dark place. I could have been mad. I could have been angry and just mad at the world. And I believe like the first 3 days, my wife said I was. So you are meaner than a junkyard dog. And I didn't see it, you know. I thought I was just being humbled about everything and stuff like that, you know, because I ain't kicking the walls. I ain't just, you know, I ain't doing all that. I'm just feeling like just down. But people not used to seeing me down. I just wanted just my moments of grief. And I felt like I could do that because, hey, you're not in my shoes. I'm the only one that's in these shoes right now.
Exactly. Now, have your family dealt with anything like this before? As far as a family member so close?
Like not this close. I never lost a child ever.
Okay.
My kids, we never lost nobody.
Okay.
We never expected this because we are all full of life. You come around any of my kids, you can see them a mile away. You're gonna hear them before you see them because they're always pouring out life. So yeah, this is like one of the toughest battles, like for the Stewart family and the Jenkins family, and everybody that Anaya was related to. This is like one of the toughest battles.
Okay, we do have Eric Jenkins down here. He came on. He turned his light off? Are you still on there, Eric? Can you hear us?
It looked like he's muted.
Yeah, if you can hear us, Eric, you're muted right now. You have to unmute yourself. Okay, so while he getting that together, Pastor, that's a lot. You just said a whole lot. How's your family dealing with this? How many siblings did she have?
So it was 12 of us. Yes, I was a very busy man. Okay. I made a song. Roosevelt was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he ate his noodles was his home.
There you got a lot of humor. Look, there you got a lot of humor.
Not the noodles. Not the noodles.
Just a pack of ramen noodles. I think that was 15 cents back then when her age was. The night. As long as you got Section 8 or government subsidized house, pack of ramen noodles, I bring the drink and I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna go to sleep. That's how I ended up with so many kids because it was that easy.
It's that easy. Wow. Okay. So how many now was she raised in the household with you?
Like it is a lot of twists and turns to this story.
Okay.
So I'm gonna begin with this here. When I first encountered her mom, we was on good terms. She was in church and everything like that. I was a street guy. When I found out how deep she was into the Lord, I said, I gotta let you go because I'm not gonna play like that. At this time, she was already pregnant.
Okay.
So I'm trying to be like, look, I cannot drag you along, sweetheart. Because one thing about it, I'm not gonna play with God. And she was like, no. And I'm like, no, because I got real bad habits, girl. And I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm gonna be with different women. It just comes along with the game that I'm playing right now. I'm going to hurt you. So we just got to break this thing off. I'm too young to be serious at this time. Mm-hmm. And that brought about a bitterness in her. And I want to believe about 6 or 7, Anaya was taken away and alienated from me, and just was able to be brainwashed and just a lot of stuff. When you split up with the parents and stuff like that, and they had thoughts of everything like that, it was just like she was like, when she came down, I really didn't know her till like my daughter, she was just acting mean, and I was like, what is going on? But just I understand that hurt that I've caused the mother to react, and it wasn't a good reaction; it was a bad reaction. And after that point, after she took the child, I was going in and out of prison, so it was adding more and more that could be said. And there was a point in time my daughter said, "Dad, please don't go back." And I made a vow to my daughter. But before I made a vow to my daughter, I asked God, if you can keep me out, I will do whatever it is that you want me to do. So I ended up getting out, filing a court petition, letting them know, hey, look, I never agreed for my daughter to be taken out the state, and I cannot do my part as a father if she's way out of there. I mean, it's going to take way more than money. Y'all concerned about child support. What about the presence of the father? That's way more important than child support. Exactly. So the judge understood my story. She was like, okay, you want child support, but I can have her while you go to work. It was involuntary. Like, you just took her. Like, it's just involuntary. So that cut my piece out. Okay, sweetie. And so the judge honored. He said, what you want me to do, Mr. Stewart? I said, well, I never want my child to be without their mother, because I don't want the added extra stuff to be said. So I said, well, to keep the stuff down, let me go ahead and just say, hey, just let me get visitations. So we did visitations for probably about like 3 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, about 3 years, maybe 3 years. And then when Anaya started turning 12, I think when she turned 12, she began to start, coming down more often. I was never able to just talk to her about why her attitude was about. I just didn't want to just pull open sores. Whatever this picture that was painted of me, I wanted to be able to paint my own picture by action. So I wanted my daughter to see me without me trying to defend myself. So it took years. I'm telling you. It was to a point when Anaya turned 16. She just wanted to stay up here with me.
Wow.
And it was okay with mother, because she's kind of like started sensing that I don't want to feel like I'm bashing nobody, but I just want to get the truth on you, okay? So the purpose is not bashing, but we need to be aware, okay?
Exactly.
The truth gonna cut. It cuts me. So my daughter liked it, girls. So the mother was like, oh, we can't have this around, so she kind of started slowly kind of withdrawn from the baby. You know, so my daughter was like, well, I'm just gonna stay down here with you, Dad, because she felt accepted. And when them kids going through that type of lifestyle, we already know suicide rates and all this kind of stuff is real high. The bullying, all type of stuff. You already gonna get that anyway, whether you homosexual or you're not. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But it is more intense. So, although I'm a preacher or pastor, all this good stuff, I just had to love on my daughter. And that was just it, because I seen her for who she was and for who she is to me. It didn't matter. I don't care. If you can be a horse, you know, with a human body. If it's my DNA, baby, you're mine. Come on in here.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the way I just kind of like took it, like, you know, and I just pulled it in, you know, and then she kind of like felt it, you know, like, yeah, my dad. At least I'm accepted by my dad.
Exactly.
Later on in the scene, it was a full-blown rejection. I remember times where they have conversations, like the brother would not reach, like, because her and her brother was real close, like they shared everything. I think she came out of the closet with him. There's a lot of stuff they shared.
And we're talking about Jakeem?
No. Her brother Anthony on the mother's side.
Okay.
So they were they was the closest out of all of them. His name was Anthony Irons.
Okay.
And you know, in her last days, I just remember this stick out to me so much. My daughter came in the house, looking at her, and I could tell she was like going through some stuff. And I just asked her. My daughter was not no huggable type person. She just didn't like the hugs and stuff like that. So I just asked her, I said, can I get a hug? She was like, yeah, Dad. And then when I hugged my baby and I embraced her, I was able to feel what she was going through. It was so deep and grievous that I just had this cry in me. It was so hurt and deep, because I felt like she was trying to run somewhere safe and didn't have nowhere to run to. And I remember feeling like that when I got abandoned by my mom. You know, abandonment is real, man. Like, and like when it comes out even more. Like when you're a kid, you straight, you can play with your friends. It's not hitting you that hard. But when you become into your adulthoods, then the enemy can begin to start whispering in your ear, you're not good enough, you do this and you do that, and just all this kind of stuff. But I felt her pain, and I just hugged my baby and I embraced her. And when I cried, she said, Dad, you don't have to cry. I said, baby, after I was able to come out of all that stuff, the hypertension stuff, because I never felt, I felt it before, but I didn't think I would feel it in my daughter. And then I didn't think that she viewed life like that. But she wanted that one person. She just wanted her mom to accept her, and her brother to accept her. Her brother became a pastor, but they became, I believe, more religious. You know, it was more of a religious type of thing. And, you know, and I just believe that she was just more kind of like just hurt by that. So I'm looking for
now we do have Bishop James Stewart that just popped up. So we're gonna go ahead and bring him on just as well. Hello, Bishop James Stewart. Thank you so much for joining us on Peachy Tea Time, which is the Peachy News Edition.
Brother Malone, sir, how are you, sir?
Bless. Peachy, this is, my whole screen went out. Okay, this is Roosevelt Bishop, so he's under his leadership, and he's the one who did a eulogy for Anaya as well. And he have a story. He gonna be coming on soon too. One day, I'm gonna bring him on.
Amen.
Definitely. Okay, so this is Roosevelt's father.
No, Roosevelt Bishop.
Spiritual father.
Spiritual father. Okay, spiritual father. Okay.
We have the same name.
Yeah. Right.
Negative.
Okay. Now, Bishop, please tell us a little bit about Anaya and, your reasoning for coming up on Peachy Tea Time tonight as well.
Well, one of the things I found about her is that Dad had instilled in her entrepreneur. And one of the things that she did and she did believe in is making a difference for others, no matter what amount of currency she had. It was about helping others.
Okay.
And when I found out that we have known that, as my son would always tell me, the problems and the things that were taking place, I am one that I am very much aware that I am not God, but I can pray, continue to pray, release prayer in the atmosphere. And at the end, we have to still trust God with his yay or his nay. And her last time with he and I on WUBS 8 radio broadcast, and this young woman said something as such as this. She said, "What I'm believing for, Bishop, is unity and community. What I'm believing for is that young people will have someone that they can talk to at all times." These are her words. "And I believe that you two are great leaders." So I told my son in the time of her absence, and when we found out what had happened, I said, let us hold on to one thing she gave us. I believe she prophesied to you and I to continue our work. And we have to be careful who we do not listen to, and when we don't give an ear to hear our young folk, because they can tell us things that we're not ready to hear. And I believe that she gave us something to hold on to, gave her dad something to hold on to. Keep going. Keep helping others. That was her heartbeat.
Now, Bishop, now I do a lot of shows on here.
Yes, ma'am.
About missing people, people that was murdered, a lot of murders in our Black community. With our young people, do you have an idea of why a lot of this crime is happening now with such young people?
Well, one of the things I do believe is getting to the root of the problem. And when you talk about a Black society, Black culture, to get to the root of it, if you allow me to tell the truth, when I was raising my children, I wasn't a good parent. So to see other children not having good parents now, I know what's happening. They're doing the same thing that I did. I did not take great responsibility of taking on ownership of being a father, a dad. It starts at the root. Not saying that my spiritual son didn't do his best, because I watched him take custody of all his children. All of them. I seen him to be more man than me, because when I was coming up, I ain't taking custody of nothing, because I was a deadbeat dad. I just want to be truthful. And when I see men that take responsibility, I commend them, because they had something more than I had. Guts to stand up and be a man and take care of their children. So when you talk about the community and what's taking place, the root is the family. The mom, the dad, what do they have to offer? How can they steer their children in the right direction? As now that I got saved in the penitentiary, gave my life to a higher Savior than myself, I learned to mature. I learned to understand the battle. And my only position as a Christian is to give back and teach somebody else not to be a deadbeat loser like myself, like I once was. And that is my only responsibility as a pastor. I don't have anything else to do with all the political things that take place. I'm going to stay on my assignment, because my assignment is 25 years with a needle in my arm. I believe in my own faith that he rescued me by reading the Bible. Now my only job is to tell somebody else they can do it. They don't have to be a deadbeat dad. They don't have to be a terrible mom. They don't have to fight. When children hear you fight, fuss, kick, scream, and then you want to tell them you're a parent, they can't relate.
Say that one more time.
They just can't relate. You can't drink and smoke. I didn't do any of those things, but I still was a deadbeat dad. But I've seen it in ministry. They want to party with their children. Then when they say, hey, you can't do that, what you talking about? You cannot raise children and be common. You have to take parenthood, which brings on authority. But if you try to commune with them, you take away the authority that you have. Now you have no rights to tell them what to do.
He talking to South Bend.
He talking to everybody. He talking to everybody, not just South Bend. Right. He talking to everybody. Yeah, right. So I hope y'all listening. So I'm not the only one that be blaming y'all parents. You know, a lot of people get upset with me, Bishop, because I blame the parents. I don't have no one else to blame. I don't have no one else to blame at all. Because one thing that I've learned as a parent, I have a 5-year-old and I have a 7-year-old. One thing I've learned is when they came into this world, they knew nothing. They couldn't talk. They didn't know nothing. We had to teach them everything. Everything. So that's the only person I can blame is the parents. You agree with me on that, Jason?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will.
Hold on, Peachy, because I'm going to get flashback here. Somebody going to call me and say, you heard Peachy say blame the parents? I used to, Justice from Louisiana had a thing say, parents, get your kids. And a young man got killed on Eddie and LaSalle Street here in South Bend. And the mother called me and said, Mr. Malone, you say get the parents. She said, I raised my son in a middle class area. He went to a middle school, in church every Sunday. But once he got grown, he lived the street life outside my home. And I never thought of it, right? And I never said that since. What do you say something like that, Peachy? Because you say, parents, get your kids. What do you say? Because half of these kids are grown that have been raised in the right home. So what? Just your feedback on that, Peachy.
Well, you answered it yourself. You said they're grown. Once they grown, they do what they want to do. But we're talking about as kids. It's 16, 17 year old, 15, 10-year-olds that's out here murdering people. That's out here walking around with guns. I need you to turn back around, Bernardo. You want me to answer? You turn around, you listen to me.
Right here. Where the camera at? All right here.
No,
I'm giving my speech. Go ahead, Jason.
I want to say this, right? Like, yeah, we got to put ownership on the parents at the end of the day. And then also we have to hold people accountable, right? Not even just the parents, but the person themselves, the children themselves that soon will turn into an adult, right?
Exactly.
The moral compass of us all, we all understand right and wrong. We know when not to do this and do that. But under the leadership or the guidance of God, like Pastor or Bishop was speaking to, you have to strengthen your moral judgment with God as well, right? Which allows you to walk a cleaner path. We all deter from it, but we will come back to it because we know what's right or what's wrong, right? And it leads to the thought of like, where can we continue to help people that get lost come back to the path, because they tend to get okay and start to see okay in the dark. We've all been there. We got into the room where it was completely dark, and you sat and blinked your eyes a few times, and then you got adjusted to the dark. You're like, I can manage. I can do this. But when we walk right back into that light, it changes it up, and we're like, oh, this might be too bright. But again, along with someone's hand, God being the someone, we can now walk that path feeling confident, feeling secure, and feeling able, because now we can see the path is brighter and we can see where we're going, right? So I kind of want to, that's where I was seeing where you were coming from, so I wanted to add my little 10 cents on that.
I think you said the key thing, Jason, is holding them accountable. I have, my girls are in college, my boys gonna be boys. I do have kids that want to be part of that street life, and I hold them accountable, because when you go to jail, don't call my phone.
Right.
Don't expect commissary. My son was in jail for $75 bond for 7 months. And I told his mama, if you buy him out, we have problems. Because he had to learn that accountability. Let your friends she hanging with come get you out. And guess what? They didn't come get him out. He had to sit in there. And I tell my kids, you ever kill somebody? I'm on the other side of the table, because that loved one life mean the same as your life to me.
Exactly. Now, one thing that I do know is that a lot of people, as parents, they stray away from God, which also causes their little ones to stray away also, because they're not making them go to church. They're not taking them to church. Once they stray, the kids strayed, and I feel like church is so important. It's so important, and if you don't have that, it's like destruction is on its way. It's on its way.
Most definitely. Bishop Stewart'S says something about the root. And then I heard another key point saying accountability. All right. We know the most powerful entity on this earth is the church. The church have allowed the government to allow so much going on without challenging, because like they said, the parents, at a certain point. But what happened when the government started allowing this sexual stuff start coming on TV? What happened when the government started allowing same-sex marriages? What happened? So we ain't got no beef with that. We ain't got no beef with them just allowing our kids to bring guns to school and really not bringing it out to the forefront, not really taking it serious. We got some things on our hand that needs to be addressed, but us as a church got to stop wimping up and walk in the authority that God given us. If not, the authority is being used against us right now, because we're not stepping up to the plate. We're not taking office. Why ain't the Christian in office? Huh?
Exactly.
So we need to be taking these higher seats where we can make the choices and bring it into a better place. But the scripture already said, it's already written, that in these days that the evilness will be turned up. We all surrounded in darkness and everything like that. So those that know their place need to step in their place, and those that don't know their place, they just don't know their place. And at that, it's so much like with kids, like the community, like what to say, the village. Okay, when you go to school, all right, that kid bullying somebody, but you can't get that kid out of school because they on that special program. So they can fight and you can't put them out. They can bully, you can't put them out. They got so much protection around the same chaos. Now, in our community, you know, we are our school systems are very underfunded. Nobody talk about that. We're undereducated. Nobody talk about that. We aiming the guns at the wrong places. And guess what? These kids that we're talking about, how horrible they is, I do believe that God gonna be able to touch them because they went through way more much than us. Just last night, I was talking to a young man. Last night, he watched his brother die in his arms. They went out to do something. He was at home. They went out to do something. It went wrong. The dude pulled out a gun, shot him. He watched his brother die in his own arms. And to this day, he feel obligated to take care of his other siblings that's in the house. The mother, you know what I'm saying, she can't make the ends meet. Too many men in the house, in and out. And all this stuff just weighs down on children. But we expect for them to be strong. You be strong. Tie your boots up. But like they ain't even getting counseling. They don't even feel protected. That's why they don't.
You better say that again.
You better say that again. Because we always got something to say about them. Like, y'all need to tie your boots up. Y'all. But you don't understand. Like when you out there, when you dealing with an angry young man and you living on this north side, and if you wimp up, you know what I mean, then you're gonna get beat up and bullied anyway. So they feel like they gotta carry a gun to protect themselves because everybody not thinking on the same mind, on the same wavelength. So it's just a kingdom work that needs to be done. There's no pointing no fingers and stuff like that. But it's gonna start. It starts at the church, really, literally. It starts at the church because I do believe we hold that power. I do believe.
But the parents got to bring them to the church. Pastor Roosevelt, they got to bring them to the church. If you got a 5-year-old, 6, 7-year-old, because it starts from the beginning, you have to bring them to church.
What do you do when it's so easy? So you take them to church and everything like that. They come out to church. They get filled with the Holy Ghost and everything, like they still struggling because even us as adults leave about the church.
We still struggling
with some of the same stuff. So, but what do you do when, like, you can just turn on the internet and get straight porn? Or what do you do when you just turn on a TV show and you see it just straight shootings and people getting away with it? Like the government, like when we was coming up, we didn't have most of this stuff that's being shown on TV. It was not there. It just was not there. The government has allowed more stuff to come on these TV. I mean, the agenda behind it, the homosexuality, all that stuff is like they did in schools to get booked and okay, Billy, like Joey, that's a natural feeling. And they telling that stuff. We just sitting in the church, hallelujah, hallelujah. When we should be out here stomping these grounds, flat out coming up against these government and saying, this is what we need. This is what we want. We the people.
Amen.
This is what we want. We got to get this mess off this TV. We got to get this stuff off this doggone TV and I'm off the radio. And it's like, you get paid to corrupt your own kids.
Yeah.
You feed your resident poison and now you famous. You on TV. You can live through the mansion and all this stuff. So that's the stuff I'm sick of. You know what I mean? We fight the wrong battle. All right, you can take your kids to church. I believe that stuff and everything like that, but they still up for grabs. These kids don't take it serious now these days. And they're not, because when they go to school, you think they're going to say, hey, I've been to church? No, because they're outnumbered.
Yeah.
They're outnumbered.
So you don't think that there are some parents, I mean, you have some kids that fly right. They go down the right path. They go to school. Some of them don't skip school. Some of them do. You know, but they still go to school. They graduate. They go to college. Some of them don't go to college. They get a job. And they work. They have kids. They don't go to jail. They provide for their families. They do the right thing. Why is it that some kids was able to do the right thing, but you got some that didn't? And no one wants to blame the parents for that.
It's about that home, the upbringing.
The upbringing in the home, exactly.
Right. I'm in a new relationship, and her kids, she good people, but her kids don't have that structure. And you 1 year old, you gonna listen to me. I ain't listening to you. You can cry all night long. That's fine with me, because I'm gonna hold you to that crying. Go cry. because it don't bother me. But you got some parents, oh, let me hold the baby. The rock, it's okay. It ain't okay. That child at 1 year old knows, oh, mom gonna pick me up. It's gonna be okay. No, you're gonna learn when a no is a no, a yes is a yes, up in my household. And on Sundays, even my grown kids still come spend nights with dad. But they know Sunday mornings is church. Ain't no, oh, what we gonna do tomorrow? They know. Up in this house, when you stay here on Saturday night, they know. So my 8-year-old wouldn't dare say, oh, I'm coming over dad's house. What we gonna do Sunday, Dad? His thing is after church, I'm going home, Dad. He's no, that's mandatory. So grandparents, these kids not letting the grandparents take their kids to church to get that connection.
Yeah.
So we have to do better. How do you hold a grown up accountable? Because at the end of the day, if I'm at my daughter's house, it's her house. I'm gonna say my piece, but it's your house. You can't say, Dad, get out my house. I'm gonna respect that because it's your house. You at Dad's house, when I say time go, it's time go. So how do you really make that work when you have these young ladies who don't want even their grandparents? Oh, mom, you know too much. My baby ain't going to church tomorrow with you. I mean, that's real life. And, you know, I give honor or respect to Roosevelt because me and him ran the same street. Gang bang, sold drugs. And now here he is giving his kids a better future, want better for them. But you have other people out here who shooting, killing, and the parents, oh, they got my kids in jail for murder. Well, lady, if you don't sit your tail down, you know what y'all was wrong.
I don't mean to cut you, Renando, but I do want to hear from two people specifically.
Yeah.
Bishop has been trying to talk, so I want to hear from you, Bishop. But Jakeem, we do have you know, someone that we're speaking to or speaking about to kind of give their understanding to what we're saying. So Bishop, if you can, go ahead with what your thoughts were.
Here's the thing about, if you don't mind, I want to switch gears to a different place. As an overseer, I understand one thing, that I was saved as a heroin addict 25 years, and he took the needle out of my arm simply to go back into the community. I hear church, but one of the things that filter me so to my heart is that we got these buildings, and as Black people, we talk about what we should do. Open up the buildings. It shouldn't be just for Sunday service and Bible study. Older women, teach the younger women the way they should go. Go in there, stick the key in the door, grab some children from the community, and tell them about their problems. Tell them where you've been. Tell them you were a whore. Tell them you were struggling. Tell them you was in a battered, abused relationship. We don't need the government to do it. We need to open up doors, tell the church, look, we're going to use the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, treat it like Mexicans do, get in one building and use it till they use it up right. It's time to stop using the building for 2 days in a Hakashamanda and get inside there. The things you're talking about now, go in a building, pull the chairs out, sit the children there, put it back ready for church Sunday, and let's win our communities. It's an easy fix. But we're so busy talking about government, community. Honey, we need to do a drive-by in our own neighborhoods, take back what they can't see, and they'll say, how did they rise above? Because we use our own resources.
Exactly.
It's time out for pastors getting these big buildings and say, I have 2 storefront churches, I boast of the Lord, one here and one in Chicago. I've been on my radio broadcast, I boast of the Lord. On the television broadcast, if you need a building, here's the key, rent free, put it back together for Sunday. I don't get no calls. You know why? Because people like talking. Do something.
Exactly.
My God. The building's sitting, we paying rent, paying mortgage and ain't nobody used it for 2 days. Really? And we got problems in our community? Really? Hold the pastors accountable. Hey, we need this building for Thursday. They say no, I'll tell God on you. Give me them keys. I got a roll of children coming in here, and I need that basement. I need that downstairs. I ain't paying you a dime. Don't do it, I'm telling God. You don't like me, but that's the way I am. Are you with me? It's time for us to knock on the right doors.
I'm with you.
Church. Hold the church together.
It really doesn't take much, right? And I think a lot of us feel that it has to be sermons, it has to be preaching. All it has to be is a group, right? So as most will know, and if we all are part of the word, when one or two are congregated in the word of God, God is present. So you need nothing more than just that. You hear me? So I want to ask Jakeem this, my friend. You being 17, right?
Yeah.
So with half of the dialogue being about your sister, half of the dialogue being about where we can kind of bring things together from a spiritual standpoint. What are your thoughts right now? How are you feeling? What's going through your mind?
Yeah. Well, I had a few deaths before in the past. I had my mom pass before, and like just in the last 2 years alone, I had over like 10 people that I knew pass away. And
wow.
Yeah, so that right there, it really set it off. But I just been getting closer to my dad and trying to get closer to God. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let me ask this question, young man. Beyond your father, and maybe even someone closer, who have you been able to like talk to about all of this trauma that you've been through within the last 2 years?
My girlfriend.
Right? She's 17, 18 as well, right?
Yep, 17.
Let me ask this question. If you had a chance, you and your girl had a chance to like sit around other 17 to 20-year-olds and kind of discuss, things that you guys been through. There's no real solution to it. There's no like, oh, well, we're gonna do this. It's just simply sharing stories of people that you've lost. Like, would that be something that you would be willing to entertain?
Oh, definitely. That's the reason how I fell in love.
Like Bishop, Roosevelt.
You have a building. You have a building.
There you go.
3006 Ardmore Trail. Use any time you want.
All right, pick a day, right? And then you know what I'm saying, Jakeem, your girl, what you guys can do, right? Because it's out of our hands, right? I can't come into your community. Fernando can't come into the community. Tanya can't do it. Roosevelt is, he half foot in, half out, right? But the thing is that you can do it. I don't want to put pressure on you.
I wish I could, Jakeem. I wish I could.
Well, even if you could, the missus, it really wouldn't matter, right? Because you don't look like them, you don't walk like them, you don't talk like them. Even if you are in that community, it has to be, not saying that it has to be you, Jakeem, but it has to be you, it has to be your girl. And it takes a simple time of saying, hey, let's all get together, maybe play some spades, maybe just sit here, maybe just kind of watch a movie, play some music, Christian hip hop. Right, and then just let's talk for a little bit. I'll bring the soda, I'll bring some coffee, I'll bring whatever, and that allows you guys to sit for an hour, to talk, like really get things out and kind of do what y'all do as 16, 17-year-olds. Because I love to, I can connect, but again, I'm a parent now. I'm now looking at you guys to say, how can I mentor you now, and how can I get you to? Now I'm coming up with answers and solutions. At some points in times, you don't need answers and solutions. You just need to talk.
Exactly.
So I love it, man. I thank you for being open with us like that, because it you don't know us, you don't know me. You feel me? And for you to kind of like let some of that out kind of puts me into the understanding of where you're coming from, right? And now it gives Roosevelt and Bishop an understanding of where can you guys start to formulate solutions. And you don't need to come with complete answers. You just need to come with the house of it and let them do the rest.
I'm gonna ask you this, Jakeem. There's a lot of killing going on out there. Are you afraid of going out in these streets? Like getting together, having a gathering or something? Are you afraid of shootings gonna happen if y'all all got together and tried to do the right thing?
Yeah, I feel like bad things still gonna happen. So I'm just right now. I'm just trying to get my fan base up. I got 1.7K on YouTube, and I got 11K on Instagram. I'm trying to get my fan base up, and then when I get real big, that's when I'm just into stuff. But
with the following base that you have right now, you can definitely get started now.
There you go. I was just about to say, don't even wait, Brody. Whatever your plan is, and hopefully it's something positive, right? I mean, whatever artistry or concept or content that you're starting to create or creating, just start doing it now. Don't wait, because then what's going to happen is you're going to start getting a lot of people around your age, if not younger or older, that's going to help you right away, right there. Because the longer you wait, the other people aren't gonna like catch on to what your dream is or what your thought process is. Just start now, jump in all the way, whatever you're doing, and then full tilt on content.
Is your girl with you right now?
Yes.
Does she want to come on and say hello? She said no. She's nervous. I understand.
Please get on. Till I said, can she please get on? She is such a sweetheart. A lot of times, when kids become that age, you don't support and promote the kids, and encourage them. You just don't, because it's like something just pop up, like just focus on school.
Exactly.
This young lady, I know is good for my son. Like, if you don't start young, where else you gonna start at?
Yeah.
But they minds are together. Like they both going through that. Like, these kids hold each other's diaries, is what I call it.
Yeah.
Like, they be going through stuff. Like, he goes through stuff. Like, he been going through stuff. Like, he just now starting to open up. Like he probably been told his girlfriend, because that's just what it is. But like, my son just began to start opening up to me. Like, these last couple, like this last week, just pouring a lot of stuff out to me. And now he can sit now, because I remember my son just told me, he said, "Dad, you too busy. We need your undivided attention. You always working. You always out there trying to save the streets. And we sitting up here looking like, twiddling our thumbs, like, when you gonna come save us?" So ministry, we know, first started home.
No. Yes, definitely, Jason. Is therapy playing a part in your family right now?
Well, we going through see, I sent 2 of my children out of town. So when they get back, we'll be starting the hospice center for hospice. So they got free therapy. So we'll start that. So we'll start that, because first the Bible says, I don't want to get people get too religious. First is natural, so you gonna get your counseling. Then it's spiritual. So I just want to honor that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, cause like, it's times where I just like just might have my little moment, and it got nothing to do with spiritual. Just me as a natural man. I remember Paul was speaking sometimes in the Bible. He said, "I don't speak in it's not the spirit. I'm speaking as a man right now." But he was just trying to be authentic and transparent when he was relating to that certain topic.
Bishop, have you lost any children through gun violence?
Well, one of the things I can be open and share with you all, my son is doing 2 life sentences due to my immaturity, I believe, as raising him. I did the best I could, but he ended up doing 2 life sentences here. And I just had another son about 2 months ago. Rode a motorcycle with no helmet, and so right now he's has a trach, feeding tube. He's in Indianapolis now. We transferred him there because here in Indiana, where I live in South Bend, they don't have a trauma rehabilitation to deal with him, to get him to recognize and to give verbal, where he can accept a verbal command. So I'm dealing with that right now. And yet my faith level is where, which is my ex-wife, his mom, and my wife, we're all a great team to trust and believe that this too shall pass, and that his half of his brain was crushed, and they put the flat bone on just 2 weeks ago. And so we're looking for Jermaine to respond so that we can get him back home. And during that time, my son in prison my daughter called from Indianapolis and said that he wanted to commit suicide. In the process of losing my spiritual son's daughter, I had to stand on the wall with that as well. And come to find out that he did not go through with it, but he had a wife that wanted to divorce him, and that brought on that situation. And so I'm very well aware of these things. I'll share this and be just a little brief with it. At 18 years old in Chicago, an accident took place. A friend of mine came home from prison. Back then, you know how we all did. You go to prison, you come home, my turn to help you out. Well, he came to the house, and I was trying to show him all the guns that I collected, all the weed I collected. This is what we're doing here, man. It's for you. And then I had a newborn baby, and my wife at the time was in the tub. Terry, his name is Terrence, was sitting on a chair. I had put all the guns and stuff up, and he said, "Man, you forgot one." It was sitting at the door. I picked up the rifle. It went off, and the bullet lodged in between his eyes. And he died.
Who?
And he died. It was an accident. I left the police station that night. I sat, and they waited, and they waited, and I waited, and they called me. You know how you go in the room, they talk to you about what took place. And went in the room, and I said, "I want to know what happened to Terry. What happened to Terrence?" And he says, "Mr. Stewart, is that your name?" I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "Terrence was in the hospital, and he told his mama and family, I was over Jamie's house. It was an accident, and he died." And that I had to live with a lifetime scar for the rest of my life, which led me down a dark path to heroin. And I lived in the Robert Taylor Homes Project. Mama didn't have no money to send me to the Black Chair and talk to a psychiatrist. She just let her baby alone. And I believe God was working in that process, and where I am today, to understand what it means to help others, because I've been down a dark path. I've seen what death looked like. I know how it means to hurt others. And Yakeem, I just want to let you know, son, you didn't know that part about me, but yes, that happened to me. And to see someone die at your hands and not knowing what your life was going to be like. And I always said, Terry, why you leave me here, man? Why you do that? Why? Well, it was an accident. But I felt, why you do that, man? Now I got to look, everybody looking at me like I done something, or I'm crazy or this. And then heroin came in, and I was able to sleep my life away, because heroin is a downer. And at the Lord's House of Shepherds, we teach on deliverance, because that's the assignment Yahweh gave me, to teach on deliverance, to tell people about the dangers of the underworld, the things that Satan can cause your life to become. But when you come into his marvelous light, it's time to go back and tell others they can make it. And that's why I'm so bent on saying, use the building. Like my brother said, you ain't got to play cards, play bingo. Let the kids drink some juice, teach them juicing, and then just put it back together for Sunday. Just go in and talk and realize that life outside of those walls have nothing to do with you trying to get a grasp on it. And so that's some of my story, and that's where I've been. And I am absolutely blessed today. It's a lifetime scar, but I do understand when some people have accidents. I've shared it on my radio broadcast. Talk to somebody. Don't go it alone like I did. Don't turn to drugs. Get some help. Get some counseling. Find Jesus. But don't wait 40 years because you may not survive the test I did. So that's why.
Wow. Bishop, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
We definitely gonna have to have you back on the show. Definitely gonna have to have you back on the show. If you're willing to come back. We would love for you to come back and share a little bit more to your story. Wow. You all right down there, Roosevelt? Pastor Roosevelt?
Yes. I'm all right.
All right. Well, I really do hope that this was some sort of healing, in some way, shape, or form for you just as well for being on here. I do have a special tribute for you that I created. I try my best to create a tribute for each family member that comes on our show on Wednesdays. Just to let you know that, I'm praying for you. And my whole fan base is praying for you just as well. So let me go ahead and get into this tribute. After the tribute, first I'm going to a commercial, then we'll go into the tribute. After that, what we're gonna do is just go to each person, let each person tell everyone that's out there where they can follow you at. I call it Drop Your Peaches. Where they can follow you at, where they can find you, and just in case someone else want to reach out to you and have you on their platform just as well, where you can bring awareness to other people just as well. So here we go.
Let's celebrate for the ones who go. Let's celebrate.
Not that one. Sorry.
I want to push and tap the sound.
Yeah, that's the wrong one. Oh, here we go. Let's go straight to the tribute. Here we go.
All I hear is raindrops falling from a rooftop. Oh, baby, tell me why'd you have to go? 'Cause this pain I feel it won't go away. And today I'm officially missing you. I thought that from this heartache I could escape, but I've run it long enough to know there ain't no way. And today I'm officially missing you. Ooh, can nobody do me like you? I said every little thing you do. Hey baby, say it stays on my mind. And I officially, it's official. Ooh.
All right, y'all. We are back. Once again, I would love to thank the family for showing up tonight on Peachy Tea Time, which is the Peachy News edition with myself and Jason. It takes a lot to come on here and tell your loved one's story. So I applaud each and every family member that comes on. They didn't have to. They could have just kept it to themselves, keep the story to themselves, and not bring awareness to everyone that's out there watching. So I thank them. I thank them so much. Jason, you know how we do. We gotta start with you. We end with me. So please let everybody know what it is.
Absolutely, man. Again, you look, don't go looking for me, man. You ain't got to do all that. But all I do want is for you guys to pray for this family. Continue to keep them in your prayers for some kind of closure and understanding of what happened to their kinfolk, especially Pastor Roosevelt, Pastor Roosevelt, and his daughter, and getting closure for him and Jakeem for him and his sister. That's absolutely important. Now, when it comes to these children, man, we want to do our best. And I know a lot of people overexceed or say that they're doing it. again, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take buying things. It doesn't take really being on extravagant trips or nothing of that nature. It just takes time sitting there and talking to them, listening to them. You don't need to have solutions. You don't need to have answers. I learned that day by day with my children. I have 3 little girls, and I just sit sometimes and just listen to them. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take a lot of effort. And then all it takes is my guidance, right? Show them what I want them to be when they grow up by my steps, by what I do, how I treat people, and how I treat them. That's all it really takes, man. And from there, we let God mold the rest of them and have their own thoughts and beliefs. So just stay present. Just ever stay present in front of your children as much as possible. And then if you don't have any, just give to the community as much as possible. Just listen to these young adults and try to provide feedback when they want it, and kind of just appeal to them. And with that, I'm out of here, man. I love you guys. Continue to be your absolute best, because being empowered starts today.
All right, Jason. We're going to go ahead and pull you down. You always got a word for us. We sure appreciate it. You ain't say drink the water, though. You ain't tell them drink that water. Could you please tell them drink that water?
Right. Just tell them to drink. Protect your peace and drink your water. You know what I mean? Protect your peace and drink water.
All right. Y'all heard him, drink y'all water. Okay? He talking to me, too. So next, we're going to bring up Justice for Miss Shiana so that they can, give their little take on everything. So here we have Tanya and we have Renato. So I'm going to let y'all have the floor.
Thank you. I'm going to give it to Tanya. She can drop her personal work email. But as people know, that I am relocating away from South Bend, and Justice for Miss Shiana ain't gone nowhere. We will still be here, but I won't be the face of it. So I'm not going to drop my information. I'm going to drop Yumika information. Yumika Elain is the vice president, who should be on here right now, but we're going to talk about. But her email is, friend her on Facebook, Yumika Elain on Facebook, or go to Justice for Miss Shiana Media page with the white logo. That is her new Facebook page for the organization. And we are coming with something new, and we bringing new stuff to the community. And we tired of just doing deaths, right? So we gonna be doing something different here in South Bend, and we are meeting with the mayor of Elkhart in a couple weeks to help him. He's a Black mayor, and Elkhart is getting murders and no support down there. So we're gonna step up to the Elkhart area as well. And I'm gonna let Tanya give out her information. Again, Roosevelt, the whole family, and the auntie, I post that that's what she wrote to me. Her phone locked up tonight, but that was Anaya auntie Connie, who don't live in Indiana, but she will get a copy of this link to watch her loved one's story here. So we just thank that whole family for trusting Justice for Miss Shiana at their darkest hours, as well as Ben Rohr's Mercenary out of Indianapolis. We just thank you guys for that. And Tanya can end it with who she is and give out her work email if you guys need anything. She's the one you're going to talk to.
Okay, my email is Tanya, Justice for Miss Shiana at Gmail. And you can also get me.
Hold on. We're going to correct Tanya real. Can you repeat that email? Because that don't sound right to me. Can you repeat that email for us?
Was Tanya, Justice for Miss Shiana at
Tanya
Gmail.
at Justice Miss Shiana .com.
.com.
And we don't do Gmail. So it's Tanya at justiceformichiana.com. Now go ahead, since I corrected her, y'all.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because I got to get used to that.
Right. She knew, y'all. She knew. So she learning a whole new email.
Right. And you can also friend me on Facebook as Tanya Elliott if you need to get in touch with me for an intake or anything, questions, anything, and then I pass it on to you, Mika.
All right. All right. You did that, Miss Tanya, girl. You did that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you so much for joining tonight just as well. I definitely hope to see you more on Peachy News with the Justice for Michiana family.
I will.
All right. All right. But we're going to pull you and Renato down. And next, we're going to bring up Jakeem. Hey, Jakeem. Oh, you on mute. Can you unmute yourself? All right. Jakeem, now there's someone else that popped in by the name of Mel. Do you know Mel?
Mm-hmm.
You do know Mel? Oh, that's your sister?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to bring her up with you. Hey, Beauty. Hey. And Beauty is her name. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Wonderful. I'm sorry that you came on at the end of the show, but I definitely want to give you a chance and your opportunity to let us know, tell us something about your sister, Anaya, a fond memory of her.
Okay, so I always come home when me and my dad will go work and stuff, and we'll see her outside, and she'll have her slides all the way up, like her feet off the shoes and stuff, and she'll come run up, give me a hug and kisses, and just her comfort being around her is just, she always make me laugh. Yeah.
So I know you definitely miss her dearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I want you two to do. I'm going to come down and I want the both of you to in this order, I want you to let everyone know where they can find you at in case they want to have you on their platform just as well. And Jakeem, you already told us you got 1.7. So I know we can find you somewhere out there.
Yep.
And also, the last thing that I want you all to let us know, we're going to start with Mel, and then Jakeem, then you're going to come second. But I want you all to let everyone know, and it's going to be hard, but I want here on Peachy News, we dig down deep. You know what I'm saying? We want people to really, really know how people go through things after the fact. Okay? So I want you guys to let us know how it is dealing with the death of a sibling. Okay? I know it'll be hard, but we got to bring awareness out here. We got to. So I want y'all to let each and everybody out there that's watching how it is dealing with a death of a sibling, not a death of a child, not a death of a mom, not a death of a dad, but a death of a sibling. Because when you're a sibling, I have a brother. When you have a sibling out there, it's a whole nother ballpark. It's something that is hard to explain, when you have a sibling that you truly, truly have a bond with. Okay, so drop y'all peaches, let everybody know how they can find you, and then you're gonna go straight into letting each and everyone know how it feels to lose a sibling. And I'm finna say bye, y'all, but I'm be listening down there. I'm be listening, and when y'all stop talking, that's when I know to come back up. Okay, here we
go. Okay, so you guys can email me because my email is tremelhenderson@gmail.com. And how it feels to lose a sibling is like it's it's just a hurt that you can't get rid of, especially if you've been close to them, and like, and all you just picture is they face and how like y'all just have good memories together, and nobody can come through y'all bond. It's just like everybody have a different bond with that person. So like it really hurt my feelings, and like it's just, it's so much that I can't even explain how it just feel to, because I never thought this would happen to me. Like it's just, I don't know, so much to say, and like my feelings hurt badly every time I think about it. You can't even sleep at night. So
Yeah.
much other stuff.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
So where y'all can find me at, y'all can find me on YouTube at SB Michael. You'll see that picture right there. SB space MYKEL. And y'all can find me on Instagram, SB.MYK3L. And y'all see that picture pop up. And how I feel to lose a sibling. It's just basically what she was saying. Like, me and Anaya, we had a real close bond. I don't remember many times where we even argued or nothing. You feel me? Especially because the fact that we was just finna get an apartment. We was just finna, you feel me? We trying to get right. We trying to get rich and stuff. It just definitely feel like I lost a piece of me when she passed. But I know that like she just wouldn't want to see me down. She just wouldn't want to see me down. So I just gotta stay up and maintain and just stay by what I think she would want me to do. Oh, we
I
can't
think
hear.
you muted.
Look, I said, "Oh, girl, I surely am muted." I was like, "Thank you, girl. I'm about to get started. I'm just about to get started." But I thank you both so much. Um, Something is speaking to me, and it's something that I must say to you all that I have to do. I have a. I'm also on radio. Okay. And I'm on radio every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. And there's a lot of things that I would like to do, by being on the radio for so many hours. What I'm going to do is when we end the broadcast, I want you to stay on, because what I'm going to do, being that I have my own show, Mel and Jakeem, I can do what I want to do. Okay. That's the best thing about it. When you have your own platform, you can do what you want to do. And I would love to have you both on my show on a Saturday where we both will get even more exposure, and we just sit down and talk, as young people. I'm a little older, but I'll be young right along with y'all. But we can just sit down and have a conversation on what's going on in this world with the young people. Okay. So I'm going to set up a Saturday with you guys. Like I said, I'm on from 2 to 4 Eastern time. And I want y'all to let me know, when is it good for y'all? If you want to bring your friends on, you can bring your friends on. We can't have no more than 10, including me. We can't have no more than 10. But if y'all want to get 9 of y'all friends to come on, they come on just as well. And we're just going to have a conversation. Okay? Y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll discuss it after the broadcast. We can set up a date. I'm gonna give y'all my phone number where we could talk one-on-one, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna bring y'all down, And please do not come off the air, off the broad until I end the broadcast. Next, we got to bring up Bishop. We got to bring up Bishop James. Hey, Bishop.
Amen. Amen. I am so excited. Y'all allow me to say this. I am green, but I am blessed today. And social media have a power impact. And thank you so much, my beloved sister, for what you're doing in the nation and around the world. If you'll just allow me a moment of prayer for the family.
Definitely.
It would be, Father, right now in the name of Jesus and in the miraculous powers of his blood, let these not be words of repetitious prayer, but of a sound mind, because your word says that it was you who brought us out and not we ourselves. Father God, I ask for the spirit of Jehovah Shalom, the spirit of peace, arrest this family and give them in their time of grieving, as long as it takes, God, let that blanket be a comforter to them, that they'll be able to hold on tight and see her in their squeezing eyes and know that God is yet way able to show you that she is in his perfect will. In Jesus' holy and miraculous name. And it is so. When I say I'm green, I can only tell you in this region in South Bend, Indiana, if you have a desire to have a sit down with children or young generation, 3006 Ardmore Trail, 46628 is the address. You can reach me at any Sunday. Tell me what you need to do. I'll give you a key. Go in, make a date with the youth, sit down and talk. Let them talk. As the brother said, I'll buy the juice to pop, whatever, potato chips, whatever it is, because he showed me, buy it. You don't have to pay no rent. You ain't got to do nothing, but just come in and say, Bishop, we need this space, and it's available to you. 3006 Ardmore Trail. I don't know how it goes. You can reach me on Facebook at James Stewart, and maybe shoot me a text or something. I'll be more than honored to sit with you, counsel you. Son, you know I love you. Yahweh got us, man. Y'all caught me off guard. I'm green. Y'all told me to tune in. So, hey, I got to grow up one day, and I just did today. This social media is a power pack. My sister, God bless you. I love to have some information on you. I'll try and continue to tune in and see the power in what you're doing with our people.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It was such an honor and a pleasure having you on my show tonight, on my platform. I would love again to have you back again so that we can dig down deep into, more of what you've been through in your life, because it sounds like you have a story to tell. And it can save somebody. It could bring awareness to somebody. And again, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I really do.
Yes,
so I'm going to bring you down. And y'all know who's last. Certainly not least. Y'all know how I do. We always bring the parent last up. Okay. So we're going to bring Pastor Roosevelt up. And here him is. Thank you so much for trusting me with your daughter's story. I really appreciate it. I know it's going to bring some awareness out there to others, and also healing. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let you drop your peaches. And once you drop your peaches, what I want you to tell people, okay? Just like I had Jakeem and Mel, I want you to tell people how it feels deep down inside, how it feels to lose a child through gun violence, through violence, through, just through violence. She didn't die because of old age. It was violence. So please let us know how you feel as a parent. So here we go.
Well, first of all, I definitely want to say thank you, Yamika. You responded that night to my cry. I didn't know you from Adam, but when we did come in contact with each other, we just automatically felt like family. So trusting just came natural. And the whole process, like all I can remember is us riding metal to metal, trying to go get everything paid for and everything like that. And I prayed right then. I said, Lord, bless her. Bless her. Although I was grieving, but I still wanted God to bless you for just being there and having a heart for the people and just sacrificing and everything. Just like, it was just a lot. Now, and the whole Justice for Michiana team for Nardo, the amazing work that he put in, and still to this day connected with me, making sure I'm straight. I get a call like every 2 or 3 days. You good? That means more than any type of finances that you could. He could have, like, I would have rather have this than anybody pay for the whole service and everything. But that means a lot to me, because when you're dealing with the death of a child, I've never experienced it, so I did not know how to even begin to start feeling. My emotions was haywire. I was all over the place. The pain was so grave. I didn't even think that type of pain can exist. It's hard, and it's only one place that you really could turn to get the maximum amount of relief. We're not talking about drugs. We're not talking about alcohol. We're not talking about sex. We're not talking about turning to your other children and your spouse. But we're talking about turning to the King, and his name is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And that was just the only way of getting through it, like dealing with that type of measure of pain. And when I keep using pain, because that's the only word that can describe it, that's coming close to it, that we all know. But just it's hard, but it's manageable. Like, no matter what, long as you're taking that pain to the right place, it's manageable.
All right. Well, thank you so much once again, Pastor Roosevelt, for joining us tonight. My prayers are with you. I ask each and every person that's out there that's watching, if you can please continue to pray for this family. They definitely need all the prayers. Mama Peach is on here. This is my mother. She watches my show each and every night, as long as Tennis not on. She watches every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And she says, Heavenly Father, please continue to give this family strength in this present time in your mighty name. So we're going to go ahead and end it with like that. And again, if you all need my platform for anything at all, Pastor Roosevelt, please reach out to me. I can be found on all platforms under PEACHY Tea Time. You can DM me, inbox me, go through Bernardo to get to me, whichever way. If you need me, I'm here. The same goes for Bishop just as well. If you guys need my platform for anything at all, please reach out to me and let me know. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and end this show. We're going to end it with our tribute again and show that. And then we're going to end it with my babies. Y'all know how we do it. Here we go.
All I hear is raindrops falling from a rooftop. Oh, baby, tell me why'd you have to go? 'Cause this pain I feel, it won't go away. And today I'm officially missing you. I thought that from this heartache I could escape, but I've run it long enough to know there ain't no way. And today I'm officially missing you. Ooh, can nobody do me like you? I said every little thing you do. Hey baby, it says stays on my mind. And officially, it's official. Ooh.
Peachy time, peachy time.